duty to act.
I'm 30,000 political prisoners.
My heart is in Ashraf.
Ladies and gentlemen, and brave Ashrafis, what is this new democratic Iraq that on its soil people who have sought refuge and sanctuary are being attacked? Whether a secular government or a religious one, how can this be happening in the 21st century for a country which is being hailed as a new example for the region and for the world? One has to send out a question to the leaders of that country. What is it you think you are doing and achieving? In this month of Ramadan, one also has to ask the leaders of Iran and the mullahs, how does your attack, your threats against the Ashrafis in any way fit with the teachings in the Quran and the Hadiths? How can you possibly be using the excuse of a theology for the brutal attacks which have been taking place? In terms of Ashraf itself and the events there in the past month, then how can the American and British governments still be standing by? It is over 3 weeks since Lord Corbett was here, having just rushed from the Houses of Parliament from a meeting with the Foreign Office to report that they were going to ask for observers to go into Camp Ashraf in order to help stabilize the situation. President Obama, the clock is ticking on judgment on your whole election spiel. Where has your sincerity and authenticity gone? There is a gaping hole in your integrity. You still have time to bridge it. But after over 3 weeks of people on hunger strike, how long before one of those lives is lost? That will be the judgment on your election manifesto. That will be your judgment on your policy of appeasement towards Iraq. Forget the politics. This is about humanity, human rights, and respect for life. It would take no real effort, no great expense for, what, a dozen American military personnel and a couple of armoured vehicles to arrive in Camp Ashraf and their presence to protect and secure the safety of its residents. Refugees which had UN protection, which were then placed under US protection on trust by the UN. It is American responsibility. Do something about it, American Embassy. I would say the same to Mr. Brown, Prime Minister of England. You were this major second partner in the coalition that invaded Iraq. You and America trained this Iraqi army. Is this the training you have given it? That it attacks refugees and has abducted and tortured and some of their number, let alone the ones which are being killed? Ashrafis, I believe, will be remembered for a very long time as a result of what is going on now and your stance. This is no longer just about events in Iran. It's no longer just about events in Iraq. This is an loud cry for humanity to wake up and to actually behave as perhaps we're supposed to as human beings, one to another. Ladies and gentlemen, I salute the Ashrafis. I believe the rest of the world should be doing so too. The Americans must move back in and safeguard and reassure the residents. They must ensure the release of the captives. Whether or not the Americans should have been in there within a few hours, there has been enough time elapsed for UN forces now to be in position at Ashraf. Just what is going on? Does the UN not stand for anything anymore? Do the American and British governments not stand for anything anymore? I leave everyone with that question hanging on the air. God bless you.